it seems like everywhere I turn, someone's telling me to cut carbs,
Yeah.
keto this, low carb that.
Right.
It's enough to make you wonder if a slice of bread is like public enemy number one.
Well, there's definitely a lot of noise out there.
For sure.
And it's tough to know what's actually true.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
So I think this deep dive we're doing is really timely,
Mm-hmm.
especially with this article, 5 shocking truths about carbs. Should you really cut them out?
Oh, yeah.
Because it seems like everyone's afraid of carbs these days.
Yeah.
And they're one of the most basic parts of a healthy diet.
I know.
I know.
Right.
So.
Okay, so mission 1 for this deep dive.
Yes.
We're going to untangle the truth about carbs, especially when it comes to weight loss.
Yes.
What are they?
Yeah.
And do they deserve all this bad press?
Yeah. So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
Carbs, they're one of 3 macronutrients, along with protein and fat, that give our bodies energy. And they're not just about keeping our lights on, you know, they're essential for our brains and muscles to work, right?
So they're pretty important.
They're very important. Like, think of carbs as the fuel that powers your body's engine.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Without them, you'd be running on fumes.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But I keep hearing about how carbs are the enemy of weight loss. That's where all the confusion comes from.
Right. And it's important to remember that not all carbs are created equal.
Right.
You've probably heard the terms simple carbs and complex carbs, right?
Yeah.
That's where all the nuance is.
Okay, so break that down for me.
Okay, yeah.
What's the difference?
So imagine a campfire, right?
Okay.
Simple carbs. They're like kindling.
Okay.
They burn bright and fast, give you that quick burst of energy.
Okay.
So think like sugary drinks,
Okay.
processed snacks, white bread, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They digest really quickly, and that causes those like sugar rushes and crashes
No? Okay.
that we all know.
So that's the 3 p.m. slump after a bagel at lunch.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, got it.
Now think of complex carbs like logs in your campfire.
Okay.
They burn slowly and steadily.
Okay.
They provide that sustained energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those are found in whole grains, fruits, vegetables, legumes.
Okay, so complex carbs are the ones we want to be friends with.
Yes, exactly. They're not only great for energy, but they're packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals.
Okay, so if complex carbs are like the all-stars, then why are people still like demonizing all carbs when they're trying to lose weight?
Yeah, and that's where those 5 shocking truths in the article come in.
Okay.
One of the biggest misconceptions is that all carbs will make you gain weight.
Right.
But the truth is, complex carbs, especially those that are rich in fiber, can actually help you lose weight.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
How does that work?
So fiber is the magic ingredient here.
Okay.
It slows down digestion, keeps you feeling full for longer,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps regulate your blood sugar levels. So this means fewer cravings, less overeating, and plus your body burns calories breaking down all those fiber-rich foods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's not about being afraid of carbs.
Yeah.
It's about choosing the right one.
Exactly. Exactly.
Got it.
And that brings us to another important concept that the article highlights, and it's called the glycemic index, or GI.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the GI and why should we care?
Yeah, so the GI measures how quickly a food raises your blood sugar levels. So high GI foods like white bread and sugary drinks, they cause those rapid spikes and crashes we were talking about, you know. Low GI foods, on the other hand, they release sugar more gradually.
Okay.
And provide you with that steady stream of energy.
So low GI equals sustained energy and fewer cravings.
Yes.
I'm in.
Haha, exactly. And the article gives some great examples of low GI foods like sweet potatoes, lentils, and even certain fruits.
Okay. This is making me rethink my whole relationship with carbs.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been giving them a fair shake.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
There's just so much misinformation out there that it's easy to get caught up in like the fear mongering.
I know. It's like we've been trained to think all carbs are the enemy, but it's really just about making smart choices.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of informed choices,
Okay.
you know what's really interesting?
What's that?
Imagine if you could get rid of stubborn fat and support weight loss in a simple and healthy way while you are at home.
Okay.
You can find out by visiting https://rebrand.lysolutionweightloss or by clicking on the link in the description of this podcast.
That sounds amazing. We'll definitely share that with our listeners.
Awesome.
Okay, so going back to those shocking truths in the article,
Yeah.
let's dive back into that.
One of the most surprising things in the article is that cutting out carbs completely can actually be bad for weight loss.
Really? That seems counterintuitive.
I know, right? It's because when you don't eat carbs, especially those complex carbs that give you energy for a long time, you end up feeling tired and sluggish all the time.
I've totally been there.
Yeah.
It's like running on an empty tank.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's when you start getting cravings.
Oh, yeah.
Like your body needs energy.
Right.
And so you end up overeating or making unhealthy choices.
Like a pendulum, right? You restrict, and then you just want all the carbs.
Exactly. It's like a yo-yo.
Yeah.
You lose weight, but then you gain it all back.
Right.
And maybe even a little extra.
Yeah. So it's not just about losing weight. It's about finding a way to eat that you can stick with.
Exactly. It's about a lifestyle, not a quick fix.
Right. Okay.
And that's where those healthy carbs are so important.
Yeah.
They make you feel full and energized, which helps you stay on track with your goals.
So instead of being afraid of carbs, we should think of them as part of a balanced diet.
Exactly. The article really emphasizes that it's not about cutting out whole groups of food. Yeah. It's about making good choices and adding those nutritious carbs in a way that makes you healthy.
Okay, so let's talk about making those choices.
Yeah.
What are some tips for adding healthy carbs to our day?
The article has some good ones.
Okay.
One is to switch from refined grains to whole grains.
Okay.
So instead of white bread, choose whole wheat.
Right.
Instead of white rice, have brown rice or quinoa.
Ooh, I love quinoa.
Yeah, it's so versatile.
You can put it in salads as a side dish, even in breakfast bowls.
Exactly. And don't forget fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
They're carbs too.
Right.
And they have tons of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants.
This is making me realize I've been missing out.
Yeah.
I need to branch out with my carbs.
For sure.
Yeah.
Another good tip from the article is portion control.
Okay.
Even healthy carbs, you should watch how much you eat.
Right.
A good rule is to fill half your plate with vegetables.
Okay.
A quarter with lean protein, and a quarter with healthy carbs.
I like that. Easy to picture.
Yeah, and pairing your carbs with protein and healthy fats can help too.
Okay.
It slows down digestion and keeps your blood sugar steady.
So less cravings and energy all day.
Exactly.
This is all making sense now.
Good.
It's not about giving things up.
Yeah.
It's about choosing the right foods.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you know what else is interesting?
What?
There are actually ways to support weight loss without changing your diet that much.
Really?
Yeah. Imagine if you could target stubborn fat and support weight loss in a simple and healthy way while you're at home.
Wow. Okay.
You can find out by visiting https://rebrand.lysolution-weightloss or by clicking on the link in the description of this podcast.
That sounds amazing. Our listeners will want to hear about that.
Awesome.
So speaking of helpful strategies, the article talks about paying attention to the glycemic index. Can you remind us what that is?
Sure. Like we said, the glycemic index, or GI, measures how fast a food raises your blood sugar. And choosing low GI foods is really key for managing weight and keeping your energy levels stable.
Okay, so low GI is the way to go.
Yeah.
But how do we know which foods are high GI and which are low?
That's a great question. And the article goes into that in more detail. So there are actually a lot of resources out there that list the GI values for different foods.
Okay.
This article even have a chart.
Okay.
But basically, whole unprocessed foods tend to have a lower GI than the refined ones.
That makes sense.
So brown rice over white rice, sweet potato instead of a regular potato.
Got it.
And it's not just the foods themselves, it's how you combine them.
Okay.
Like if you eat carbs with protein or healthy fats, you can lower the GI of the whole meal.
So bit protein and fat can slow down that sugar rush.
Exactly. Think of it like a buffer.
Okay.
It helps your body process the carbs more slowly.
Okay.
Keeps your blood sugar from spiking.
This is all starting to click for me. Yeah, it's like each piece is part of the puzzle.
Exactly.
The type of carb, the GI, how much you eat, what you eat it with, it all matters.
Yes, it all works together to keep you healthy.
Awesome.
And remember, it's not about being perfect.
Okay.
It's about making progress.
Right.
So start with small changes to your diet, and over time, it'll make a big difference.
Small changes, big impact.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
So what's one small change our listeners can make today?
Yeah?
To add some healthier carbs.
Yeah, what could they do?
Well, how about swapping that sugary breakfast cereal for oatmeal with berries and nuts?
Oh, wow.
It's an easy swap
that
gives you lasting energy, and it can set you up for a good day.
That's a good idea.
And for those looking for some extra help with weight loss, we mentioned a resource earlier.
Yes.
Be sure to visit https://rebrand.lysolution-weightloss or click the link in the description. They have some simple, healthy strategies to help.
They even have ways to help you lose weight at home.
Yeah. Imagine if you could get rid of stubborn fat and support weight loss in a simple and healthy way while you are at home.
Wow, so cool.
You can find out by visiting https://rebrand.lifesolutionweightloss or by clicking on the link in the description of this podcast.
Okay, it sounds like we've learned a lot in this deep dive.
We have.
Debunked myths, discovered some truths, and now our listeners have some strategies for healthy carbs.
Exactly.
And most importantly,
Yeah.
we've changed the focus from fear to feeling empowered.
I like carbs.
Carbs aren't the enemy.
Nope.
They're good for you
Yeah.
if you choose wisely and listen to your body.
That's it.
Perfect. All right, until next time, everyone,